Hello everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome back to another true crime video. So the case that I have for you all today is a wild one. There's so much footage for this case, from the police body cam footage to the interrogation, a 911 call, and a video that the perpetrator herself took. I am really looking forward to hearing what everybody thinks about this case for sure. But before we get into the case, I wanted to go ahead and say a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Raycon. Raycon offers products that deliver premium audio at the perfect price point so you can build new habits without breaking the bank. I like that Raycon provides affordable tech that actually performs with amazing sound quality. It's nice to know that I didn't spend an arm and a leg on earbuds because I lose my stuff so often. That's actually why I didn't get wireless ones for a while, because I lose my stuff that often. But it's nice to know that I didn't spend a lot on the Raycons, because if I lose them, they're easily replaceable. They literally cost half the price of other earbuds and perform just as well, if not better. I personally love my Raycons for working out and listening to music and listening to podcasts while I'm doing cardio or chores around the house. I also love how comfortable Raycons are to wear. They are intelligently designed so that they seamlessly fit into the curvature of the human ear, no matter what size your ears are. I have very small ears and they even fit in mine. They do not hurt even after wearing them for an extended period of time, and they do not fall out no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm running, jumping, or doing a workout at the gym. I also like that they have a noise isolation versus awareness mode. Their noise isolation feature allows you to be totally immersed in your music and block the outside noise, which is nice for when I just want to be dialed in while doing my cardio on the stair stepper at the gym. But they also have an awareness mode for when I'm listening to something on the go. For example, when I'm walking my dog around the neighborhood, I want to be aware of my surroundings at all times, so awareness modes allows me to listen to my podcast while also being aware of what's going on around me. I know that you're going to love your Raycons just as much as I love mine, but Raycon wants to make sure that you feel good about your purchase too. They offer buy now, pay later options, as well as easy and free returns guaranteed. So if you want to buy something small that offers a big impact, click on the link in my description box or go to buyraycon.com/RachelShannon to get 15% off of your purchase. That's buyraycon.com/RachelShannon for 15% off of your Raycon purchase. Thank you again so much to Raycon for partnering with me on today's video. By supporting Raycon, you are also helping to support me and this channel. It's because of brands like Raycon that I'm able to continue making the content that I love making and spreading awareness about these very important cases. So this case is about a woman from Winter Park, Florida, who is accused of purposely locking her boyfriend in a suitcase and leaving him there to die. She recorded the incident and can be heard in the recording responding to her boyfriend's pleas, saying he can't breathe, but she left him there anyways. When she called 911 to report that he was dead, she told the police that it was just an accident because of a game that they were playing. Now let's discuss the details that got us to that point and what may have actually caused this entire ordeal in the first place. Sarah Boone is originally from Orlando, Florida, and was 42 years old at the time of this incident. She had previously been married and she had a son named Lucas with her ex-husband. Her boyfriend at the time, Jorge Torres, who was also 42 years old at the time, was originally from Philadelphia. The two met and started dating in early 2017, and after a short time, the two moved in together. However, it appears that from the very beginning, the two had a very tumultuous relationship. So, back on July 15th of 2018, just before 2 a.m., police responded to a call for domestic violence. When the officer arrived in this incident, Sarah told him that her and George were drinking earlier at a bar that evening when she asked another man for a cigarette. She said that George, who she had been dating for about a year and a half at that point, became upset that she was talking to another man at a bar, so they left and went home. When they got home, they continued verbally arguing until things became physical. Sarah alleged that George dragged her upstairs and then kicked her in the right eye using his heel. However, when officers spoke with George, he told a different story. He said that the two had been at the bar drinking when they left because of this disagreement. He said that they continued arguing when they got home, so George went upstairs to actually avoid Sarah. He said that while he was walking upstairs, it was Sarah who reached towards George's throat and used both hands and started strangling him. He said that this was happening on the stairs, so she had basically pinned him down on the stairs and was choking him, and obviously he couldn't breathe and was unable to free himself. He said that he was sitting on the edge of the stair and was kicking Sarah to get her off of him. He said that he may have kicked Sarah in the face, when he was kicking to get her off of him, but he wasn't sure. He did say, though, that he only kicked her because if he hadn't, he thinks that she would have incapacitated him. According to the arrest affidavit, officers saw that George had red markings and small abrasions on his neck that were consistent with being strangled. Sarah's right eye was also bruised and swollen from being kicked. The problem that police had with Sarah's statement is that she couldn't really describe how George was able to grab her and drag her. She couldn't explain how he got her to the floor to kick her. But George's story was very detailed, and he had clear signs that he had in fact been strangled. Both of them refused medical treatment, and they both refused signing domestic violence paperwork. In this incident, police stated that they couldn't determine the primary aggressor due to the conflicting statements and the fact that both of them had injuries. So, George was charged with battery, while Sarah was charged with aggravated battery and strangulation. However, neither of them wanted to press charges against the other. They both posted their bonds, and their cases were eventually dropped. Then, things seemed to have calmed down for the couple for quite some time. That was until June 15th, 2019, when Sarah called 911 once again to report that George had beaten her. When the officers arrived to the scene, Sarah told the officer that George had beat up her face, head, legs, and arms. She said that she begged George to stop, but he responded with, "You're going to die." After that, she stated that George punched her to the point that she was flung off of the bed. She said that this incident happened because George was upset about her speaking with another male. Officers on scene observed a red lump on the right side of Sarah's face under her hairline, which she said was from when George hit her. They also observed scratches on the right side of her neck, but she said that she didn't know where the scratches came from. This time, she filled out domestic violence paperwork and agreed to testify against George in court, saying that she did want to press charges this time. When officers spoke with George, he also had scratches on the right side of his neck. He said, though, that he also didn't know how he got those scratches. He was placed into the back of the police car, read his Miranda rights, and he was arrested. He told officers that he did not hit Sarah, and Sarah did not hit him. Either way, George was arrested and he went to trial, and Sarah did testify against him. However, George was ultimately released under the condition that he could not consume any alcohol or drugs. He was also told to have no more hostile contact with Sarah, and he was ordered to maintain a separate residence. But this really didn't deter him from having contact with Sarah. By September 4th, 2019, George was arrested for violating his probation terms. In this complaint, Sarah told the officers that she was sleeping in her bedroom upstairs when George kicked open the door for the 4th time. Now, I don't know where the other 3 times were or when they were, but that's just what the arrest affidavit says. Either way, she said that when he did this, he entered her room and started cursing at her. She said that George was upset that she wasn't downstairs, I guess. She said that she repeatedly begged George to leave, so he actually punched her in her left ear and the left side of her head. She said that she tried separating herself from the situation, so she went downstairs, but George followed her and continued cursing and calling her names. She said that she left the residence and ran to a neighbor's house to call 911, which is where she was found when officers arrived. She was seen with a minor scratch to the inside of her ear, which did also have dried blood. Once again, She did refuse medical help, but she did sign the domestic violence paperwork and agreed to testify against him once again. Officers then went to Sarah's residence, where George was found hiding, locked in the bathroom in the master bedroom. George said that he knew he was in trouble because he knew he wasn't supposed to be at Sarah's residence. When he was asked what happened, he wouldn't really cooperate and he wouldn't tell his side of the story. He did say that Sarah had hit him multiple times over the past few months, but he had never called to report any of these other incidents. He said, though, that night she did not hit him. Officers also observed no visible injuries on him. That night, he was arrested once again, but from what we can see, obviously, he was not in jail for long before being let out. Then, at some point, Sarah and George moved in together once again, but I haven't been able to find when they moved in together or if there had been any other incidents or even why they moved back in together, but it seemed like just this toxic relationship where they were going back and forth, harming each other, but not being able to seem to stay away from each other. This was until February 24th, 2020, when 911 received a call from Sarah to report that she had just found her boyfriend dead inside of a suitcase. In the call, she reported that her and her boyfriend were playing. They were doing sort of a playing hide-and-seek type of game. She said that as a part of the game, she zipped him in the suitcase, but then she fell asleep. She said that she woke up the next morning and found out that he was dead in the suitcase. She repeatedly said that she had no idea what happened. She said that she could see blood coming out of his mouth and that he's purple. She said that she pulled him out and attempted CPR, but he was already dead. Here is that 911 call.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
4748 France Court, apartment 3.
4748, what's the street name?
France, Frantz.
And the apartment number?
3.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send the line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Fire rescue. What's the location, Mercy?
That's clear to
No, please don't leave.
4748 France Lane, apartment 3.
France Court.
France Court?
Yes.
All right, great. Now tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in his case and we were playing. And
Okay.
like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep and I woke up and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Right. Okay. What's the apartment number?
3.
Apartment 3.
Yes. Like he has like blood coming out of his mouth, and I don't know if like he had like an aneurysm or what happened.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Listen, we're getting help out there too. All right. Okay. Okay.
Now?
Okay. 40. Yeah, man. Listen, we're on our way out there. You're at 407-716-8684. Okay. Is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No. I pulled him out of the suitcase. I tried giving him CPR.
Okay. So he was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Okay. How old is the boyfriend, ma'am?
42-year-old
male. All right. Okay. We're sending help out there. Sheriff's on the way out there?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen to me. Okay. I just need to confirm this one. All right. I understand. I just need to confirm this. Is he awake at all? Is he conscious at all?
No. He's purple.
Is he breathing?
No.
All right. I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me. Okay.
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
All right.
I tried giving him CPR.
Yeah. Okay.
But nothing happened. He's purple.
Okay. Listen to me. If there's a defibrillator available, I need you to get it for me. Okay.
What is it?
You have an AED available?
No.
All right. Do you right by him now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Lay him flat on his. Okay, ma'am. Listen. So listen. Is he cold and stiff?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he's not necessarily cold, but he's stiff. And he's
right.
purple.
Okay. All right. Listen to me. Listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Removing the pillows. Okay.
Yes, I did.
All right. Okay.
He's stiff and purple.
Right. Okay. Listen. Okay, man. That's fine. We're still going to do compressions on him. Okay. All right. Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in the center of the chest, right between the nipples.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Baby, I'm telling you. Just by
Okay.
looking at him, you can tell.
Okay. And,
Please. Okay, he just gurgled.
okay. Listen to me. All right. I want you to place the heel of your hand. Okay, right between his chest, right between his breastbones.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Yes,
We want to pump his chest to me hard and fast, going at least twice per second.
I'm doing it again.
Okay, no, just keep on pumping. That's all you need to do for me. Keep on pumping his chest for me. I don't need you to stop and talk or anything. I just want you to count out loud for me, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is nothing.
Okay, ma'am, just keep on pumping his chest. That's all you need to do for me, okay?
Yes. Come on, please. Hurry up.
Okay, ma'am, they're driving here as fast as they can. Okay, don't stop to say hurry up. Just keep on pumping and counting.
I'm still doing it while I'm talking to you, okay?
Okay.
Still doing it.
All right, just continue pumping his chest. Count on us. I can count with you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Please hurry.
Okay, ma'am, they're getting there as fast as they can, okay?
He's stiff and he's purple.
Okay. Keep pumping his chest for me, ma'am.
I'm still doing it, okay?
1,
We were playing hide
2,
and seek.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep on pumping for me, ma'am.
I'm doing it. Believe me, I'm doing it, okay? We were playing
Okay.
hide and seek.
Okay. All right, I understand.
What happened? Like, what happened?
Okay, ma'am, just keep on pumping his chest for me, okay? They're in the parking lot. They should be up there shortly, okay?
Yes. I think they're here.
Right, just keep on pumping his chest until they take over, okay?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Open. Come in. Can I stop pumping now?
Let them take over for you, okay?
When the officers arrived to the scene, she told officers once again that they were playing a game of hide and seek. She said that George jokingly thought that it would be funny if George got into the suitcase. Sarah zipped up the suitcase and then she went upstairs and I guess passed out for the night. She said that both her and George had been drinking that night, so she must have just forgotten to get him out before she fell asleep. She said that next morning at around 11 a.m., she woke up to her cell phone ringing multiple times. Her ex-husband had been calling her all morning to see if she would be picking up their child that day since it was her day to have him. She said that after getting these calls and being woken up from them and talking to her ex-husband, she said that she went downstairs and looked around and couldn't find George anywhere. That is when she realized that he may still be in that suitcase. She said that she unzipped the suitcase, and that is when she found George still inside, not breathing. She said that after she found him, she then called her ex-husband by 12:50 p.m. and told him what happened and asked him to come over. She said that he arrived at the apartment 10 minutes later and he urged her to call 911, so that is what she did. When police examined George's body, they found that he had a small laceration on his lip and what appeared to be bruising around his eye. Later autopsy found that he also had injuries on his forehead, bruises on his shoulder, and scratches on his back. His cause of death was ultimately ruled as a result of positional asphyxia with environmental suffocation consistent with prolonged confinement. The medical examiner estimates that he had to have been in that suitcase for 11 hours or more as he suffocated to death. When police arrived at the scene, Sarah was hysterical. She said that they both had drank a bottle of wine, they were both doing artwork, and then they did a puzzle before they wanted to play hide and seek. She said that she doesn't know how he would have died. She said that maybe he had a heart attack or an aneurysm or something like that. She said that she tried giving him CPR all morning before she called 911. I will try my best to include the video of the officers arriving and their police camera footage, all of that, where you can see this interaction with Sarah. If there is a copyright issue or something else, it will be linked down below.
Yeah, you calling Rich working?
What's going on?
So
I just got here, so fill me in.
No problem. Like,
Yeah,
he and I were putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork together.
You are putting a puzzle together?
Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there.
Okay.
We've been doing art, taking stuff off the wall to make new art put up there, like having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night.
Okay. Fine.
So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right?
Okay.
So he gets in the suitcase, okay?
Who is this guy?
That's my ex-husband, my former husband.
How did he lives here with you guys?
No, I called him over here.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So then he came over here.
Here, let's talk in private, okay?
I called you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I tried giving him CPR. The problem is I fell asleep. I fell asleep
When did you do CPR?
this morning when I found him.
Before you called?
Yes!
It's 1 o'clock right now.
I tried. I was awake, but I actually got out of the bed at like 12:30ish, whatever. So I came downstairs, and I was like, oh, he's in the suitcase still. And that's when I found him, and I took him out, and I tried doing CPR, and then I called him, and then I called you guys.
Did he get here before the fire department got here?
Who?
Your husband? Or
Yes.
your ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. Where does he live at?
Right down the street.
Okay. So you were playing and who zipped him up?
I did, but then I fell asleep.
Okay. You're okay. I wasn't here. I'm just trying to figure out what
I
happened.
fell asleep, so I don't know if he suffocated or like had an aneurysm or a heart attack or what.
What kind of medical conditions does he have?
None that I know of.
Nothing that you know of.
None
You
that I
didn't take
know
any
of.
medicine
No,
last night?
no.
No medicine?
All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Doing puzzle artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that happened.
Okay.
So I don't know if he had a heart attack or what in there. Like, I don't know what happened.
So how long were you doing CPR on him prior to you calling 911? You tried that all morning?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I called him while I was
What
doing
time
CPR.
did you start? Probably, give me a rough ballpark. Here, let me fill this deputy in, okay?
Please, may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am
Hold on,
so
one
cotton
second,
mouth
one
right
second.
now.
Ma'am, and you can't talk to him until we get done with
that's
this,
fine.
okay?
Just don't leave, okay, Brian?
Thank you, ma'am.
Well,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm getting Lucas.
I know.
Do me a favor. Stand over there by that car. Give me 1 second. Just give us a second, okay? We gotta...
Somebody else on that call and break and
It's on the counter.
I can't remove anything from out of the house.
I'm so thirsty. Like, I'm making...
Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you to deal
I
with,
need
right? Sit.
Ma'am,
I
some
don't...
water. Just water.
I can get you some water, okay? Just, I want you not on your seat because I don't want you passing out on me.
I need water.
Okay, I'll get some for you. So, you've had a second to kind of collect yourself. Tell it to me again. You guys were playing last night, drinking a bottle of wine.
Putting puzzles together, doing artwork.
Doing puzzles, artwork. Okay.
Had a bottle of wine and then decided to play hide and seek. So he gets...
What time was that? Do you remember?
I mean, I know that I was in bed probably by like, what, 12:30?
Okay.
Well, I went upstairs at least, and I fell asleep.
Okay.
Forgetting that he was in the
suitcase. So you guys were playing the hide and go seek?
Yes.
And at some point you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it would be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where it is.
In it? Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there?
Yes.
Thought he would be funny, a little joke?
It was. We both were laughing about it. Okay. And then I fell asleep.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs.
In your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally forgetting that he was in the suitcase still.
Okay. And then you came back downstairs?
This morning? Or this afternoon, yes, when I got up.
What time?
12:30-ish. I was awake, but I totally forgot that he was in the suitcase. He can tell you there's a lot of things that we have been going through. Jobs.
Yeah, he did tell me.
Life, all that good stuff. So I just totally forgot.
So you began to do CPR on him?
Yes. Yes.
About what time this morning did you start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. It was afternoon because I was awake, but then I finally decided to come downstairs at like 12:30-ish, whatever it is, and I was like, I forgot he was in the suitcase, and he wasn't moving, nothing was happening, so I unzipped and unzipped and unzipped it, took him out and started doing CPR on him. He was on his way over here. I called you when he got here.
Once he got here, you called us?
Yes.
Okay.
And air was coming out and he was gurgling, but I could just tell by looking at him.
But you knew how to do CPR. You were doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the person that was on the phone with me also, I counted with him doing.
And he's got no medical? He doesn't take any medication?
I don't know. I don't know medical-wise. I know he doesn't take any medications whatsoever.
Okay.
The only thing, like I said, I don't know if alcohol had something to do with it, but we had a bottle of wine.
Okay. All right. Here, I want you to sit back down because I don't want
Can
you...
I have one more sip of water, please?
Yeah, go. Sit right here. Don't talk to the ex-husband right
now,
now,
I won't. Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope, all of it. It's secure, okay? I'll try my best to get you what you need, okay? Maybe one of these deputies has a pack from someone, sit down and I'll try and get you what you need, okay?
Just a cup, please.
Okay. I don't want you on your feet.
It's natural. You're nervous.
I'm
You
not
have your
nervous.
anxiety. You're scared, right?
I don't know how to explain it to you.
It's okay. You don't have to.
I don't know how to. I'm just waiting for whoever, so.
I could tell you this. I'm going to be here just as long as you are.
After that, the next day, Sarah was taken into the police station and interrogated about the entire situation. During the initial part of the interrogation, she begins by talking about how much she loved him and how much she has helped him. She said that from the time that he was in Philadelphia to the time that he moved to Florida, he had been through so much. But she helped him so much. She believed in him to get better. She said that she had been to every hearing, bailed him out of jail multiple times whenever he messed up, but no matter what she did, no matter how much she selflessly tried to help him, he just didn't get better.
Then why are you still with him?
Everybody asks me that. When I tell you guys this, I really love him. Like I do. And I feel like I can help him. Like I feel like I could help him, which I did because he came a really long way from where he was in Philadelphia to moving back to here and to dealing with everything else that he's been dealing with. I've really helped him. I've bailed him out of jail, 3 times. I've gone to every single hearing and every single arraignment, everything that I did for him. Gone to see all his public defenders, go to the state. I've gone to the state. I did everything for him because I'm trying to help him because I had hope in him. And he was trying. He was really trying. And then he starts to think about things and I think he gets overwhelmed and then it's like, the next thing I know, he's drinking. So it's like, oh man, I know where this is going to go, so I'm going to go upstairs and read a book. Or I'm going to go for a bike ride, or I'm going to do something else. Where I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do. He doesn't know how to, maintain himself, where I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that, so he would not literally, but have smoke coming out of his ears. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. So the majority of the time, I would hang out outside or do something else because I don't want to drink. And every time, his job broke his heart. And it made me sad because he had so much pride in his job. And the store that he took care of so much totally went downhill. And that broke his heart because he had put so much work and effort into fixing it up. And his manager was awful and basically gave up on all of the employees. So I think that had a huge bearing on why he would drink so much. His ex-wife is bonkers. She was all over him all the time. Send me money, send me money, send me money. How can I send you money when I don't have a job? And he's still trying to take care of me and Lucas by paying a bill here or there, getting some groceries. So he always had something on his mind, which is why, again, I got the puzzles and the paint to try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have a drink. So when you all see my phone, you can see all of the damage he has done to me and the videos of him smashing my television because he's belligerently drunk. Where most of the time, I just don't want to be there. And I try to help him. I try to calm him down. Eventually, he just passes out.
She talked about how much he drank. He didn't really know how to take care of himself. But she said that when he got frustrated, she said that he would drink, but she said that she didn't drink. She said that she would always go read a book or go on a walk or sit outside or do something else to pass the time while he drank. Then she started talking about the night of the incident. She said that during that day, they started cleaning the house at around 4 p.m. Then they went outside where they were hanging out and talking. Then at around 6, they went back inside to drink some wine and hang out. She said that the two started doing a puzzle together and then started painting. She said that this puzzle took quite a while because it was a very difficult puzzle. Then that is when they started listening to music. Then she said that around 8, they got bored of painting, so they decided to start playing hide and seek. Originally, she went upstairs and hid in the shower for quite a while, but he didn't come up to look for her, so she went back downstairs. She said that her bedroom closet had just been getting really crazy and messy and full of stuff, so George decided to clean out the closet for her. She said that the suitcase had been out because they planned on packing that suitcase full of clothes to donate. So the suitcase just happened to be out in the living room that night. When she was asked if they had ever played hide and seek before, she said yes. But when she was asked if she had ever zipped up George in a suitcase or anything similar before, she actually got pretty defensive. She said no, she would never do anything like that. So the officer asked a clarifying question, and she was like, well, this time we were playing. Then she was kind of stern in saying absolutely not when she said that she would have never zipped him up before. She repeatedly say like, I would never do this. I've never done this before. I would never do anything like this, even though, of course, she had just zipped him up. Very defensive. She said that after they had been playing hide and seek for a while, that is when George decided that it would be funny to zip him up in the suitcase. She said that they lived in a townhouse, so they were running out of places to hide. So they both jokingly decided on this, that they were going to put him in the suitcase, and she zipped him up. She said that the suitcase zipper was actually broken, so that's part of the reason that it was out. They were going to pack it up, donate the clothes inside of it, and the suitcase because the suitcase was broken. So in order to unzip the suitcase, she used a paper clip.
Well, we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long, maybe about 6-ish. Then
You're talking about from hanging out outside and like. Okay.
Well, we have 2 beach chairs that are out there and
Right.
just enjoy the weather.
Gotcha.
Plus, it started to get dark and gnats and mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So let's go inside. I don't want to be out here anymore.
Okay.
All right, let's go. So we're doing whatever. We did it for a while because that puzzle, I don't know if they took it or they saw it. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it, started to paint. Well, started to listen to music for a little bit. Started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Start at the top, paint, whatever. Gosh, that puzzle, we worked on that for probably a good hour and a half. So 8 o'clock-ish?
Is when you went to hide upstairs originally?
No, that's when we were like painting. So then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. So it's like, okay, we know. Okay, take off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
And then you went upstairs, and then he didn't come up, and you came down, and the suitcase was there originally because you guys were planning to do donations, so it was already there. Have you guys ever played you said you played hide and seek like probably 3 times in your relationship?
Mm-hmm.
When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay. So it was just kind of like that prop was there, and it was there, and it was in play because...
Why do you say it like that, though?
I would never do that.
You would never zip them up in a suitcase?
Well,
I mean, we were playing.
No, I know,
that
but
time, but
I'm saying, I'm talking about hide and seek, which is a game, so.
the suitcase originally is in our closet, buried all the way to the back. If you, I know the CSI people saw our closet. Our closet needs to be cleaned out really bad. My son's clothes need to be cleaned out really bad because they don't fit him anymore, and I'm tired of looking at them. So he took it upon himself, including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations and everything, and just leave the whole thing by the clothing and shoe thing at my son's school.
Gotcha. No, I'm just asking, in the past, like, have you ever zipped him up in anything, jokingly or not, but obviously
No.
I understand, you know, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter, you were laughing, he was laughing, but what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We were actually this last game running out of places to hide because we have a townhome where it's upstairs or downstairs.
So that is basically what she described about what happened that night. But by the next day, on February 5th, detectives were able to get a search warrant for the home. In the warrant, they also searched her cell phone as well. I saw either that they had a warrant. I also saw that she agreed to have them search her devices. But either way, on that cell phone, they found a video that completely contradicted her original story. During the police interrogation, the officer asked her if she had taken any photos or videos from that night. She said that she remembered taking a photo of her dog, but nothing else. But on her phone, there was a video that she recorded of George being trapped in that suitcase, begging Sarah to let him out. On the video, you hear him calling out Sarah's name multiple times, asking her to let him out. She replies saying, "For everything you've done to me." Then George says, "I can't effing breathe. Seriously." And Sarah replied, "Yeah, that's what you do when you choke me." Then George continued to tell Sarah that he can't breathe. She said, "That's on you. That's what I feel like when you cheat on me." Once again, if I'm able to, I will include the video. Now, I will warn you, it is a bit distressing knowing that George died as a result. It's distressing to see someone, or at least hear someone, trying to fight for their life and then knowing that they were killed. So just a warning to those of you who aren't comfortable watching this kind of video. If you don't want to see it, skip forward 2 minutes.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real or ransom. I want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
Real or ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you jingle me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Fucking breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah.
Shh.
In that police interrogation, they showed Sarah the video of George in that suitcase asking Sarah to let him out. She originally said that he got himself in the suitcase and that she zipped it up with enough room for him to stick his fingers out and unzip himself. But in the video, it's clearly fully zipped up and flipped over. She admitted that she flipped over the suitcase and she can't really explain why it's fully zipped. All throughout this entire interrogation, she says multiple times like, hey, I actually left room for him to stick his fingers through. He could have gotten out if he wanted to. And the interrogator is like, we can see the front where the zip goes and we cannot see his fingers. We can see that it's fully zipped. So in the interrogation, she was also asked why she was laughing in the beginning of the video, but near the end, she gets more aggressive and says, F you. She claimed that she never intended to leave him there and that she didn't mean the F you as being aggressive, that this started as a game. That's just kind of how they talk to each other. It's sort of how they communicate. Other people don't get it. Other people don't get their relationship. That's just how they communicate. Totally normal. The officer points out, though, that nobody in the video is laughing except her. That George is clearly begging for her to let him out, that he no longer thinks it's funny at this point. She said that she went upstairs because she was under the impression that he could get out and that sometimes he's just dramatic. He likes to cry wolf. So she was like, he can get out, no big deal. He's just being dramatic. He's saying he can't get out, but I know he can. So I'm just going to go upstairs and wait for him. The officer pointed out how she herself said that she waited for a half hour upstairs for him to come, but he never did. So there's a lot of back and forth between them, basically her saying that she didn't mean to leave him in there. She said she was expecting him to come up for 30 minutes, but he didn't. So for whatever reason, instead of going downstairs and letting him out, she fell asleep. Really no explanation for why. It's just a lot of back and forth and a lot of excuses. The entire interview, she also said that she was not drunk. She wasn't belligerent. She wasn't blacked out, anything like that. But after all the back and forth, she ended up blaming her action on being drunk. Or I guess her inaction on being drunk. Next, investigators are trying to understand why she did not think to let him out when he's sitting there calling for help, begging to be let out. Basically, they're like, okay, we get that you thought he could let himself out. We get that you didn't let him out because it started as a joke. But when he clearly could not let himself out, he's pushing up on the suitcase, not trying to unzip it. You know, they basically said, like, at that point, why didn't you think to let him out? After being upstairs for a half hour and he did not come up, why did you not think to let him out at any point during that half hour? She said she fell asleep after a half hour, but within even like 10 minutes before she fell asleep, why didn't she think to let him out? All she said was that she did not think it would end up this way, but she literally couldn't come up with a reason for why she walked away in the first place without letting him out. Again, she said that she thought that it was him crying wolf, but she doesn't really have a reason for why she didn't let him out.
Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday?
No.
No?
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. So, to your recollection, no videos on Sunday?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I maybe took a picture of them, the two of Tess and
the dogs,
and George and them dancing, but I mean, it's just Tess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
Oh, okay.
Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
Well, it's on your phone, and you can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
No.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you.
And this
Fuck
is,
you.
that's you, your voice.
Stupid. Sarah. That's my name. Don't wear it up. Sarah.
I don't want to watch it, please.
Last time we talked to you, you had said that you put him in the suitcase, he had 2 fingers hanging out, and you
I
went
flipped
to
him
bed.
over. I flipped him over, and that's where it was.
I mean, there's 2 different videos and a still picture where, yeah, it shows you flipping him in different positions, and him saying that he can't breathe, and you saying fuck
So
you.
this is upside down. So in order for him to have gotten into it,
it was flipped up.
Right. It was flipped up normal.
Yes.
Like as if you're packing something. So this is upside down.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
But not intentional.
No, you told me you went upstairs because you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
Stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out, because there's the end.
It's, and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, rather than going all the way up, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just showing you, I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the other video.
I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end it sounds kind of like a...
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you.
It's not malicious.
Then what is that?
What does fuck you mean to you?
Well...
Like if I were to tell my
like
partner...
he does. Like, I get called everything but a white woman, so...
Okay.
My intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
But you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself
Yes.
out, but the video shows
That's
at
what I
no
told
point
you.
can I see his fingers. And
He'll
it
be up
looks
here any
like,
minute.
And then 30 minutes later, he didn't show.
And he's telling you
And I
he
didn't
can't
wake
breathe.
up.
Do you
He's
think
not
he's
able to get
joking?
out.
You told me he was laughing, and
We were before.
the video, there's no
When we
laughing.
first got in there, both of us were.
So how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to you recording this?
No. No.
So it goes from funny to no longer funny,
But
you're the only one laughing.
But I didn't think that he was, like, panicky. Like,
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, 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 I can't breathe.
George has done that in the past before, too, where it's just like he thinks that he's woe is me kind of thing, where it's like,
He's never been locked in a suitcase. That's where he couldn't get out. So
it's kind of, I thought it was
and
the
you know
boy
the oxygen
crying
is
wolf kind of thing.
Okay.
And again, my plan.
But nowhere in there is he laughing, is he joking. He is begging. And you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments. Like you're mad.
No. Please don't, I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but, like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to, like, feed me. Like.
No, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
Well, I know what
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
Oh.
Why don't you remember making the video?
Probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
No. Just because I went upstairs and... Just
You
because you're
told us-
drunk doesn't mean that
You told us several times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you don't like not having your wits. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and taking a photo, they are intoxicated.
Okay. I understand where you all are coming from.
Well, we're just trying to make sense of it. We're trying to figure out what you're saying.
We're trying to figure out this video.
You explain it to us. We're listening.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was... My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to... He'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase.
So why didn't you take him out?
Because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think, he's asking to come out, he
I
can't
didn't do it
breathe.
intentionally.
What do you think is going to happen if you leave somebody in a confined space like that?
Well, I thought by not zipping it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the
And
suitcase.
what was your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs.
And then when he did it?
I fell asleep.
You said you were up there 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, somebody not coming up.
Knowing that the last time you saw him was in the suitcase, 30 minutes later, you're like, maybe I should go check on him, maybe I shouldn't?
No.
Well, that didn't cross your mind because it didn't happen.
That's like an assumption. Like, that's what you all are thinking. Just...
We're asking.
It's the whole...
You tell us.
It's the drinking. That's what it is. It's the drinking. I thought it was, like, I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't... He's
telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name, and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Guys, that's how we are with each other. Like, nobody understands our relationship. The whole suitcase thing never happened before.
Would you leave someone else in a suitcase? Would you leave Lucas in a suitcase jokingly? Because it was a
No.
joking matter. You put him in there jokingly. Would you leave Lucas jokingly in there? And you love Lucas, right? And you love
I wouldn't do
George.
that to him either. I wouldn't do that to him.
So, I just...
Well, it's not like, again, I don't think you all understand. Like, it's...
I mean...
That was not my intention.
Well,
y'all don't have any idea what I've done for him.
But by your acts, and that's exactly right. You get to the point where you've done so much for somebody and they don't show you any appreciation.
He did.
Not by your words in the video. I don't get that.
He did.
Because you bring up the fact that when he's choking you, you can't breathe. That's how you felt when he cheated on you. You couldn't breathe. And you verbally, several times, told him just, fuck you.
Well, you said it in the video, but you won't let us play the rest of it because you don't want to...
When I say cheating, it's on his phone.
Okay. Cheating is cheating.
I think so, too.
Exactly.
It's your definition of cheating, though, so, I mean, that's what the word cheat means.
And that's what you told him in the video. That I couldn't breathe when you cheated on me.
No.
That's how I felt when he said, Sarah, I can't breathe. And you told him,
I
fuck
don't know what you... This is...
What would you say if somebody told you that they had done this?
Done what?
Zipped somebody in a suitcase and went up and went to bed.
Do you all not think... So you all think that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you guys are trying to assume? Or trying to, like...
We're just... The video is very portraying of the opposite of what you told us.
No.
It does not... It is not leading up... It is not matching what statement you gave us in the car.
So...
And that's why we want to know...
And I don't remember doing those.
The injuries are not consistent with what you've told us. So we have a lot of inconsistencies, and this video explains itself. It really, truly does.
You don't think that I have thought about that?
Thought about the video, or thought about...
But no, again, if you don't mind, please. So you all are assuming that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you all are assuming?
Well, it's not an assumption when that's what you told us that happened.
That's what happened.
And the video,
Yeah.
I mean,
But I'm not going to say
you thought he could
those
get out on his
yes.
but the video shows that he cannot get out on his own.
But when I unzipped it with one finger.
From the outside.
But it had the hole in it.
And you're claiming that it had a paper clip, so that's what assisted you in doing it.
No.
Is what you told us.
When I had my sweatshirt, I said I thought it had a paper clip on it. It's got...
But the zipper part is broken.
Yes, which is
you
why we were
zip
going to zip it.
Yeah.
I just...
You were able to unzip it from the outside very easily, because that's the way they're designed.
But you could on the inside, too. I don't know how...
Well, why wouldn't he have gotten himself out if he could?
I don't know. I don't know if he saw, where the hole was. I don't know.
I didn't see a hole.
No
I
one
didn't
sees
see
a
no
hole.
fingers
You're the
sticking
only
out.
one that's what I'm saying. Like, he's in one position, and where his head would be, we should be able to see fingers. And then when it's flipped over onto this right side, again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
Please do not assume.
I'm not assuming. I haven't assumed anything. I follow evidence.
But my intention was not, again, oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm just going to go to sleep.
What do you think someone that knows nothing about this or hears just a little bit like, oh, they were playing around in a suitcase
and
then watches that
probably
video?
went to sleep. That's what happened.
But you let him out before. I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs. You, consciously had to walk upstairs. You obviously remember going to bed because you were able to give me a time frame on that. And you specifically told me that you went upstairs.
My intention is not for this to happen. I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past. I am sick, especially with that.
He was laughing, you were laughing, you put him in the suitcase, he has two fingers sticking out, and you go to bed. Now we see something totally different, and it actually shows you upset and, again, using derogatory terms to him when he's begging for his life to get out of that suitcase.
So
what
but my thing
you
is
say
we're
assuming, we're not assuming, we're telling you what's on there.
So it just happened to be that whenever I was videotaping or doing whatever else it was, just happened to not have that in it.
Okay. And you also, in the video, you can't see any holes. There's nowhere in that where the zipper separates and you can see a hole. If there's a hole, he's pushing on it, begging you to get out. We should probably see that hole that
He
you're
essentially
talking
would have
about.
been able to get out.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
Based off what you're telling us, he should have been able to get out.
Okay.
But the video shows him attempting to get out, begging to get out, and he can't. So that's just what we're trying to figure out. I don't know if maybe you had too much to drink, you zipped it up all the way, and then,
I did not zip it up all the way.
Okay, well.
I did not zip it up all the way. This is horrific, okay? Horrific.
It is terrible.
Yeah,
Horrific. I don't think I'll ever be right because of this. Ever be right. Dealing with everything else that I have in my life, personally. And then this.
Okay.
Whom I loved. It was not intentional. I will put my hand on the Bible. It was not intentional. I would not do that to him nor anyone else.
But you did.
Not intentional.
You intentionally went up to bed.
I didn't intentionally go to bed because I'm thinking, okay, good, he can get out.
How did you not intentionally go to bed? You said you went upstairs and got into bed. That's intentionally going to bed.
Waiting for him.
And he doesn't come, but you don't go down to check on him.
So I happen to go to sleep. When I say go to sleep,
and what do you
goes
normally do
off
when you
whatever
go to
you're
bed?
gonna do.
What do you normally do when you go to bed?
What do you mean?
What is a bed for? Going to sleep.
Right.
So you go to
but
bed to
obviously
do
you
what?
can tell too that, like, I've
You
been
go to
drinking
bed
also.
to do what? Okay. You kept telling us, hey, I wasn't intoxicated, I wasn't this, I wasn't that.
being drunk and intoxicated, which, yes,
Okay.
you can tell that I had been drinking, but...
Okay. So if you weren't intoxicated, then why would you ever leave somebody in a suitcase that's begging to get out, that's telling you they can't breathe?
If I hadn't been drinking, you still think it would be the same thing? Where it's like, hop in, I'm going to go to sleep. Is that what you all are trying to do? To portray me as?
We're not trying to do anything. I'm simply asking you to explain to me what happened.
Everything was fine and dandy.
I wouldn't call it fine and dandy.
Was fine and dandy.
Explain
You
to
all
me how.
don't, okay, for me to tell you this, again, mind you, I've been without him for a day now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I mean, I don't know what you all want me to tell you, because this was not in any way, shape, or form, hand on the Bible, intentional.
Okay. So you just left him there to teach him?
I didn't kill him.
You left him there to teach him a lesson?
I didn't mean to leave him there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You got up and walked away. How is that not intentionally leaving him there?
Because I'm looking at the hole, knowing that it's there. He'll get out no problem. Because you don't.
And then he doesn't, but you don't go check on him. You say you're up for 30 minutes, and he doesn't come up. You don't go down and check on him?
I'm in the bed.
You even moved,
and off.
You admit to moving the suitcase, like, over. So
you roll it.
You roll it out, like, it's not like...
I didn't want it to be like that. Don't...
You didn't want him to be upside down? How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now.
I just want you to hear...
That's how he talks to me most of the time. I don't know how you want me to say it.
I'm just trying to figure out what you would expect to happen to somebody when you leave them in a suitcase.
I didn't mean to leave him in there.
Okay.
What's your reasoning for not calling 911 sooner?
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Ryan, and 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. Nonetheless, that I had to, I was trying to do CPR. I had to get him out and try to do CPR, and then called you guys. And then was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone, where he had me count out loud to help me focus on what I was doing.
I mean, you can sit here all day long and say, I thought he was going to get himself out, but that he didn't, and you went upstairs, and you stayed there for 30 minutes before you fell asleep.
But can I say, too,
You chose not to ever at any point during that 30 minutes walk back down and check on him.
No, wait 1 second, because I know, with you all, and then, because you continually ask me, time frames, where I told you, I don't bother even looking at the clock most of the time. So it's a guesstimate. So for all I know, maybe it was 10 minutes.
Okay. But the point is, you left the living room where he was begging for help and went upstairs. Regardless of how long you were there, you left. You say,
I thought he was the boy calling wolf. Again.
Okay.
So when he asked to be let out, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was upstairs?
No, when he's asking on the video. He asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. Why didn't you let him out?
Well, number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes or so in there. They'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
Well, based off the video, one video is at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23, so you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times, I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Were you punishing him?
No. Just...
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you get. This is what you make me feel like.
See, and then it's all backfired on me. Like, it's all backfired on me. And I understand the severity of this. I just...
Yeah, he's dead.
It's awful, I know.
Okay.
It's awful. And I will tell you both this right now, too. I will never drink alcohol again.
Okay.
Like, I will never drink alcohol again. I don't care what it is in any way, shape, or form.
But let's get back to this. What was the reason for leaving him when he's begging to be let out? I don't understand that.
What I have a feeling was, and again, it's the whole time frame thing. You all keep
I'm not asking a time frame. I don't care about a time frame. He's
So,
in the bag saying, I can't
my God.
and you say, fuck you.
When he, so, like, for, like, the whole few minutes that he was in there, like,
Minimum 11, but yes,
Oh.
go ahead. It's a few. 11, minimum.
For the one video.
Well, in between the two videos.
Between the
11
two
minutes.
videos? Okay.
Yeah.
so what was the question again?
When he's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe, let me out, and you say, fuck you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to prove to him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out, and you're like, no,
Again, it's the boy calling wolf.
Okay, but where does this game end? You say this is a game, you got somebody in
Obviously,
there.
like, the wrong way.
So what was your intention for leaving him in there?
And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys are trying to, again, oh, he's in there. Night, night.
That's what happened.
No.
That's absolutely what happened.
Intentionally.
How's it not? You got up off the couch, walked up a flight of stairs, and got in your bed.
Thinking he was going to get out.
And he didn't, and you still didn't go down and check
And it's
on
the
him.
whole 30-minute thing that you guys are trying
I don't
to
care
do,
about 30
whatever.
minutes.
It's like, for all I know, it's 10 minutes.
He's begging for his life. He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't. I didn't intentionally mean for this to happen.
But you can't tell us why you left him in there and went upstairs. That's my only issue. Like, what am I supposed to write? What do I write?
So my thing is, though, it's what I have a feeling is I went upstairs and just hit the bed kind of thing. But, again, I'm thinking he'll be up here in a minute. But then I go out.
But my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going up?
I don't know why.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun.
Guys,
you said
I don't know.
this was supposed to be fun. You were laughing before. Before you said he was laughing, you were laughing, you went upstairs, he had his fingers out of the bag, and he was playing. Well, obviously that's not the case.
So are you guys, so what is it you're trying to, like...
We're just trying to figure out why.
Why? What?
Why?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why he was left in the bag? Why the video?
I didn't have any motivation. It was me, he and I having a great day, fooling around and being stupid, and apparently me going upstairs and hitting the bed, not going to sleep, where it's like, I'm tired now, I'm going to go to sleep.
Well, that's excluding, it's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted, and he has a bump on his eye.
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. Like, this is not fair at all,
Yes.
that you all are assuming that that's from me.
Where else did it come
If
from?
you were, say it's opposite, you were in the suitcase, and you're asking to be let out, would you hope that that person would let you out? Like, you're asking to be let out of a suitcase, should they not let you out?
Eventually. I'm guessing. I mean, I'm blaming it on the wine.
Blaming it on the wine?
So you guys are, like, assuming that...
You keep saying we're assuming, well, we're not, we haven't assumed anything.
But you guys are assuming that that's what I did.
No, by what
Like,
the facts of what happened. We got there, you said you pulled him out of a suitcase, you said you went up, you went to bed. We're not assuming that. These are the facts that you're telling us.
But
now
what
we're
you said
asking
is like,
you to
oh, I'm
explain
tired. Oh, I'm tired.
Well, that's what you told me on a sworn recorded statement yesterday. Because when I said, oh, you went upstairs and passed out, you were like, no, I did not pass out. You got attitude with me because you thought I was assuming that you were drunk. So that's an assumption. That was an assumption when I said you passed out. And guess what? You corrected me.
You were very adamant about the fact that both of you had your wits about you. What's your favorite word to use?
Compass mentis.
You've used it today too, to say that you guys were within your wits. There's two empty bottles of wine.
No, but we didn't drink both of them.
I think you did.
We didn't.
There's receipts for the same
They were both purchased yesterday, so I don't know how you didn't, because they weren't there the day before.
The one
There's
was.
2 Publix receipts from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing purchased on either one was a single bottle of wine, 2 of them. So we have each bottle of wine that was empty in your garbage can that you purchased yesterday, or he purchased, but you two would have consumed together.
Okay, well, I
mean, there's receipts, so it's not even worth the going back.
So this is, so I don't know what you guys are, I don't know.
We were just hoping that we could figure out why you...
What was the motivation?
There was no motivation.
Wow.
Well, we're watching a video that, after talking to you, everything was laughing and fun. Now we're watching a video where it's not laughing and fun. He's begging for his life, and you are in a very angry voice telling him to fuck off.
No.
Yes,
It's not.
that's absolutely what it was. It's not an assumption. The video's there. We played it for you.
So you guys think that I intentionally...
You did.
It
You got up
doesn't matter
off the couch
it doesn't
and
matter
walked
what
up
we
the couch,
think.
or walked up the stairs and got into bed. That was intentional. There's no way getting around that. You intentionally did that. Nobody drug you up there. You didn't float up damn stairs.
Okay, well, it's not fair. It's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
I don't know what to tell you.
You told us that. You didn't go upstairs?
Again, there was a hole in a suitcase. I unzipped it from the hole with one finger.
Well, the damn hole didn't do him no good, did it?
But he could push it open.
No, he
Did he?
couldn't. The video
No.
shows him pushing up.
And
If he could push it open, why wouldn't he have gotten out himself? Why would he beg you to open it?
I tell you he can't breathe.
Okay.
If someone can do something for themselves, they're going to do it. They don't need assistance, unless they need assistance.
So, but why would he start doing it?
Because he couldn't, because it was all the way zipped.
Okay.
Didn't see it.
It wasn't. I intentionally didn't do it. That I intentionally did not do.
What's that? You didn't intentionally do what?
Zip it all the way. He nor I.
Well, he's dead as a result
laid
of your
hands
action.
on each other.
He is dead as a result of
I
your
understand
action.
that.
So,
That's why
You two didn't lay hands on each other.
No. No.
So after this interview, police felt that they had enough to charge her, so she was arrested and held in Orange County Jail without bond. Then, after the initial arrest, neighbors came forward to say that they heard a loud noise from something that sounded like falling down the stairs on the night of George's death. So, does that mean that he was zipped in the suitcase and pushed down the stairs, and that is how he got all of the injuries, and that's actually how it ended up being flipped over? I don't know, but I do think that that's possible, because again, we see that it was upright when he got in, and then it was flipped over. So, was it upstairs when he got in? Because she did say that she went upstairs and hid in the bathroom as a part of their hide and seek, and that, you know, he didn't come find her, so she went back downstairs. Or did he go upstairs and actually find her, and that's when they decided to put him in the suitcase, and she pushed it down the stairs, and that's how he got all of those injuries, and that's why it was flipped over at the bottom of the stairs. I think that that's totally possible. And the more I think about it, the more I think that that's very probable, given that he had all of those injuries. Either way, Sarah was ultimately charged with second-degree murder for the death of George Torres. Over the course of the following years and months, Sarah refused to show up in court, and there were multiple other delays. The hearing was originally scheduled for January of this year, but as of right now, it's scheduled for April 10th, which is in just a few days after the time that I'm recording this video. Back in April of 2022, the original attorney representing Sarah decided to withdraw from the case. In response, Sarah wrote a letter to the judge saying that she wants the judge to, quote, be fully aware of the magnitude of my shock and disappointment in betrayal of Mr. Padilla, as I have not in any way by anyone been provided any explanation for the aforementioned withdrawal. After this, the attorney withdrew the petition for withdrawal, but then filed it again the following month, saying that the attorney-client relationship had become adversarial. So, by July of 2022, a new attorney, Frank Bankowitz, was assigned to her case. But by March 22nd of this year, she wrote a letter to her defense attorney claiming that she is not being represented fairly. She said that she's been unable to contact her defense attorney despite calling 2 different phone numbers for 8 months. She said in the letter, quote, I even in my desperation to speak with you had an outside caller try to reach you on my behalf who tried reaching your office 3 times over the last almost 3 weeks, leaving a voicemail each time with no reply. She went on to say that her lawyer told her that she cannot attend her own pretrial hearings, so she is concerned with that as well. She wrote, quote, for whatever the reason, I am unable to attend any of my conferences. How am I supposed to know what's going on and what you are reporting and what's being discussed between all other parties except me, the main component in my case? She went on to write, help me understand, please. How can Court TV, different news channel, and even professional YouTubers attend my pretrial conference and I cannot? How? I'm sure one of the other parties can help me with updates since they will all be in attendance. I would like to be a part of all this, seeing as it all pertains to me. Please, it is my right. Then the letter ends pretty abruptly, and sources report that it appears that some pages are missing from the letter. But either way, her trial is still scheduled for April 10th, which again is literally just in a few days. It might actually be happening at the time that I post this, so I will keep you all updated as more information comes out. After that, we do know that Sarah's defense is now planning on using the battered wife defense. I don't know all of the details, but that is what we now know, as that is what they told the court in the pretrial hearings. But other than that, that is all of the information that I have on today's case. And let me tell you, I am baffled with this case. I think it's clear that they had a terrible, toxic relationship that should have never continued. They should have just stayed away from each other after these arrests and all of this back and forth with domestic violence. But for whatever reason, they got back together. They moved back in together. I have no idea why. I think that there was a degree of Sarah that just wanted to inflict the same pain on him that he had allegedly inflicted on her. I think that maybe this whole suitcase thing, maybe it started as a game, maybe it didn't, but once he was in there, I think it turned, and I think it's pretty clear in the video. She said multiple times in the interrogation video, what, you think I locked him in there and thought, that's it, it's time to leave? And I think that that's kind of a sneaky admission. I think that yes, she locked him in there and then started to think of all of the awful things that he has done to hurt her. And in the end, she just decided to leave him there. Either that, or I think that she had this idea in her head already to put him in the suitcase and leave him in there. Either, again, I don't think that it was to kill him at first. I think she might have been like, hey, it's a funny idea to like put you in here and zip you up as a part of this hide and seek game, even though she knew where he would be. That's not how you play hide and seek, guys. But either way, I think she said it as an idea, and I think that if she did push him down the stairs, that was her plan to begin with. Like, I'm going to zip him in here, make him think that it's just a game. Once he's in there, I'm going to push him down the stairs and then let him out so that I can inflict this pain on him that he inflicts on me. But I think that after he was in there, that is when she decided that he was going to stay in there. I think she knew he couldn't get out. And I think that with the charge of second-degree murder, I think it makes sense because I do think that she deliberately left him in there. I don't think it was like manslaughter, like, oh, she accidentally left him in there. that caused his death, I do agree with second-degree murder, but I also could see first-degree murder because the fact that she had so many hours to get him out but didn't, that shows planning and intent to me, which you can argue first-degree murder for someone who literally like, oh, we got into an argument, I walked into my bedroom with the thought that I'm going to go get my gun and shoot this person, and then I shot them and killed them. That can technically be first-degree murder. It's literally just, doesn't matter how long it takes for the plan to happen. If there is a plan, you can argue for first-degree murder. So I do think that this case could be first or second-degree murder, but I do think they're going for second. But we will see. We will see what happens at trial. That's just what I think. I think everything points to that. I think the whole hysterics were a show. I think that she knew that he would die if she left him there all night. And I think in that moment when she went upstairs, I think that's what she wanted to happen. I think she thought, you know, he's in there. I'm going to wash my hands of this. He's gone. I'm just going to leave him in there. I don't think she was surprised at all when she found him. But either way, I am really looking forward to the new trial. I'm looking forward to any more information that we learn about their history, their relationship, and anything else that we know about that night. If anyone heard anything from that night, if they heard arguing, they did have a townhouse, so I'm sure neighbors may have heard something, because again, we know that a neighbor heard the sound of something falling down the stairs. Whether she really did throw the suitcase down the stairs or if anything else happened that night, if someone pushed the other one down the stairs and that caused the whole suitcase thing, we truly don't know exactly what happened. So I'm really looking forward to the trial and everything else that comes out as a result. But that is where I'm going to end today's video, and now I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think that this was intentional? Do you think that she truly forgot that he was in there and accidentally left him to die? Do you think that she thought he could really get out? Or do you think that it started as a game, ended as her wanting him to die? Let me know that and any other thoughts that you have in the comments below. If you liked this video, please make sure to go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I put out new true crime and mystery videos every single week. Don't forget to go ahead and turn the notification bell to on so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Make sure you go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both will be linked down below. Twitter is where I keep the most up to date with any recent case that I cover, such as this one. So make sure you go ahead and follow my Twitter down below if you want to hear more about this case. Make sure you go ahead and head to buyraycon.com/RachelShannon to get 15% off of your Raycon order. And if you have absolutely any case suggestions, please make sure to go ahead and fill out the Google form that I have listed down below. With that, I hope you guys have an amazing week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.